Married at First Sight Australia season 13, episode 22. Hey, yo, sorry I left you guys hanging for a few days. I got my butt whooped by a bug that's been going around. Lost my voice, fam. It was crazy. I'm getting it back now. So we're here, episode 22. That's the recap. Couples retreat week. A joke gets taken out of context and things spiral out of control. Let's talk about it. Married at First Sight Australia. Kylie Minogue, Hugh Jackman, Ayyy Azalea. We got singles whose dating life's been a failure. Let's meet them. We got Rachel, we got Steven, we got Alisa, David, Julia. We got Chris and Grace and Juliet. Another Chris and Rachel, Gia. We got Becca, Rebecca, Philip and Stella, Brooke, Mela, Luke, Joel. Who else do we got? Steve. Danny and Scott. The drama's a lot, but there's love to be found. Stephanie Tyson, we holding it down. Bounce, this the recap. Grab a drink, get a savory or a sweet snack, and sit back as we unpack what happened like back to back. Let's go, bro. So we open up with Rach and Steve-O. They're all giggly and cute. And yo, we find out that they've taken their relationship to the next level. Now, they're not being specific or giving us the juicy details, but we know that they've progressed from the making out stage. You feel me? Now, I think we can assume that Rach isn't throwing that thing back on our boy just yet. Nah, not yet. We can also assume that she's not showing him what that mouth do just yet, right? And no way Steve was eating the cookie. So most likely he got his fingers in the cookie jar. You feel me? Like, we check in on Joe and Juliet. And after that brutal commitment ceremony last night, they're both trying to work out where they stand moving forward. Joe still hurt a little bit. Juliet rocks up and she apologizes. Like, yo, I'm sorry. I didn't realize how much what I was saying was hurting you. They hug it out. Homeboy accepts her apology. And yo, you already know what I'm about to say. I don't trust her. I don't. Just like I didn't trust Mel when she was all like, oh, me and Luke are doing good now. I don't know, man. I just don't trust it. Speaking of someone I don't trust, we check in on Alisa. Dave is like, yo, I felt kind of blindsided on the couch last night because you was talking about how you're functioning on a higher level and I don't give you the stimulation that you need from the relationship. He goes, yo, I don't like that word, stimulation. You know what I'm saying? She's like, yo, you're overreacting, baby. It's not that deep. It's low-key a me thing. I need to get some spa days in or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I need to get that stimulation that you can't give me from other sources. And yo, I kind of agree with David on this one. Like if I was hanging out with one of my homegirls, right? And I was like, hey, it's been a minute, girl. How's things? How's you and your man? And she goes, it's all right. It's all right. It's just, he's not keeping me stimulated, Maya. He's not stimulating me the way I'd like to be stimulated. The first place my mind would go is, oh, so homeboy's not hitting it right. Yo, as your homie, I volunteer as tribute. I volunteer as tribute. My meat is your meat, okay? That's what friends are for. Alright, so we see the couples packing their bags. They're off to a couples retreat. You know what I'm saying? They get to kick back, unwind, have a good time, see how they get on in a group setting. The couples retreat is in this beautiful location, man. Just mad greenery, super picturesque. The boys arrive first and they're all running towards the crib. Everybody wants to make sure they lock in the best room. And yo, everyone's pretty happy with the room they got. Even Steven was last to pick a room. He's happy because they got the guest room joint, which is kind of secluded from everybody. So they got their privacy and they can pick up where they left off with the intimacy stuff. You feel me? Joe and Juliet are hugging, being all lovey-dovey, all touchy-feely. And yo, I'm not the only one side-eyeing them. Beck's like, yo, you guys have come leaps and bounds. What's going on here? I don't trust it, Beck. I don't trust it. All right, first night drinks. Everybody's getting a little tipsy. Rachel shares her news with a group like, hey, me and Steve-O have made some progress. We haven't done the deed yet. We haven't banged, but we've made some moves. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, yay, so happy for you guys. Cheers. It's good vibes. The energy's popping. Stella and Philip are like, hey, we got news too. We told each other we love each other. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's like, yay. Now, in the little corner, right, we got Scott, Steve-O, Sam, and Beck. Good vibes, all right? But Beck's like, yo, Steve-O, man, I'm just so glad that you're finger banging. And Steve's like, in his little cutaway thing, he goes, hey, that's such a vulgar thing to say. Now, from the way he reacts, okay, because he doesn't say she's wrong, okay, it's safe to assume that, that's what they did. Sam kind of lightens the mood by going, hey, I don't want to hear about heterosexual stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? But yo, Beck being Beck, she's like, hey, everybody gather around. Let's do up a toast. She's like, yo, we're all doing great, killing it. We got a couple of I love yous. Got a couple here I didn't think would come back from the brink of hell. Hey, yo, we've had some finger bangs. A few of the people burst out laughing like, way! But yo, you could tell by looking at Rachel's face that she is not amused, okay? She's not amused. Now, personally, I have a pretty dirty sense of humor, so I would have found that extremely funny. In fact, with a few drinks in me, I'd have been the one up there saying what Beck said. But yeah, Rach is not feeling it, man. She gets super emotional. A few people turn on Beck. I think Sam asked her, like, apologize. And I get it, okay? Rachel feels like making a joke like that cheapens what was essentially a special moment for them. But on the other hand, I feel like Rachel and Steve are adults in an adult setting. They told the group what went down. And yo, in the real world, in a room full of that many people drinking, okay, surely you had to expect that someone would want, more information, or somebody would make a joke or use language that you'd find offensive. Surely you expected at least one person to be a bit silly and immature about the whole thing. Beck is a master at apologies, man. We've seen her say sorry a million times, but this time she doesn't think she's in the wrong because she wasn't trying to be malicious or anything. She was legitimately trying to celebrate the moment. So she doubles down. She actually goes, as a matter of fact, Danny hung out with Steve. They had some beers, and he's the one that gave him the advice, gave him that push he needed to take it to the next level. So if anything, she should be grateful instead of switching at me. Yo, I can picture Danny, doing up drinks with Steve-O, going, bro, listen, if you're not ready to go all the way, if you're not ready to go all the way yet, maybe just. Yo, in the cutaway thingy, Rachel's like, yo, we've worked so hard to get here. I just didn't expect anyone to cheapen it. Really, Rach? In a room full of people of different vibes, different ways of talking, different senses of humor, you didn't expect one person to make a comment along those lines. Listen, here's the thing. We all have that one friend who swears too much, has a dirty sense of humor, says inappropriate things. The kind of homie you never have on speakerphone. The kind of friend you don't invite to certain events. And we also have that friend that's super sensitive and takes everything personal. And this might be a bit of a hot take. Maybe it's a me thing. But if I was stuck on an island, right, and I had to choose between a Beck and a Rachel, I would choose a Beck 100% of the time, okay? Now, if the whole thing was laid to rest that night, I'd be like, all right, whatever. Drinks were had, emotions were running high, whatever. But yo, it carries on to the next day. Rachel went to bed sad, and she woke up sad, and she carries on being sad throughout the day. Like she's fighting back actual tears, bro. Like, surely it's not that deep. Come on. Like, I'm trying so hard to put myself in her shoes, but I just can't imagine being in such a beautiful location and holding on to a grudge about a comment someone made that didn't even have any ill intent behind it. Yo, even as a homie, I don't think I'd be an amazing shoulder to lean on. Because if I see you being that sad, down in the dumps, I'd be like, yo, someone must have said something crazy. I'm swinging on somebody. What did they say? Like, yo, were they racist? Did they diss your appearance? Did they say something about your moms? Were they homophobic? Did they diss your religious beliefs? What did they say that cut so deep? And then you tell me, hey, they made a finger banging joke. I don't know if I could be that rock that you need in that moment. Like, yo, I feel sorry for Steve. G and Juliet don't like Beck, so they use the moment to side with Rachel. They're over there acting super offended on behalf of Rachel. Yo, two of the meanest girls on the show want to act like Beck crossed the line they would never cross. Please. Yo, that night they do up a boys and girls hangout. And Rachel's like, the whole thing brought her and Steve closer together because he was there for her, telling her to breathe while she cried herself to sleep. Hey, shout out to Steve being all supportive, man. But like, that would be a huge red flag for me. I ain't gonna hold you. That would be a huge red flag for me. Cause life's hard, bro. Like, how are we going to get through like real obstacles, like existential crisis stuff? Like, there's painful stuff that happens sometimes, man. Life be like that, man. Like, my best friend lost both her parents in a car accident on Christmas Eve. And yo, every Christmas, without fail, it's like tradition. She lives in South Africa. I call her up and we chop it up and it's bittersweet. I know people have lost their homies. I know homies going through horrible breakups, divorces. I've had homies cry on my shoulders. I've been at the pub trying to cheer people up in situations that seem hopeless. I have friends who want nothing more than to have a child of their own, but they can't conceive, and it's been years of IVF and disappointment. Homies who've had injuries and can't play the sport they've dedicated their entire lives to. One of the most painful things, helpless things, is trying to be there for someone you love when you know that what they're going through is unimaginable. And when you're with someone, that's what you're signing up for, right? You are saying, I will be there for you through the worst. But if you're out here falling apart over a finger banging joke, then how in the world are we going to survive any of the big stuff? How, Sway? During the boys' hangout, Steve has Rachel's back. He won't flat out say she overreacted, but you can tell he's caught between a rock and a hard place. Back with the girls, Gia's loving it because Beck is the bad guy, right? And everybody's going in on her. Rachel doesn't even realize she's a pawn in all of this. So she just leans into it, talking about how humiliated she felt. Beck does apologize over and over again, but they just keep going in on her, man. So she dips, okay? She dips, goes over to the boys, grabs Danny. She tells him what's up. And yo, shout out to Danny. He's like, hey, let's squash this. He gets Steve and he's like, yo, let's go get Rachel and hash this out. They get to the girls. They're like, hey, Rach, let's have a chat. Rachel rolls her eyes and is all like, oh, I guess girls' night is over for me. Low-key ticked me off, man. And Danny felt the same way. He's like, hey, there's no need for all the theatrics. We're trying to holler at you out of respect. They sit down and chop it up. Steve's like, yo, Beck, I know you didn't have bad intentions when you said what you said, but like I told you this morning, what you said really hurt Rachel. Rachel's like, hold up. You spoke to Beck without me? And you didn't tell me about it? He's like, no. It wasn't like a long conversation or nothing. We just bumped into each other and we spoke for like a minute. Rachel's like, oh my God, you went behind my back. I feel so betrayed by you, Steven. She's like, I'm done. I'm going to bed. And she dipped. Yo, poor Steve-o, bro. Poor Steve-o. All right, so that was the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Means the world to me. Please give the video a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'll be back with the next joint. Until then, you take care of yourself, fam, because I love you.